The dad that sold his daughter.
And, I mean, a wife we've never seen before. Well,
And,
let's find out why. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stone Face Reactions. Theta here, alongside Lessons, and we're here with another episode of Legend of the Galactic Heroes. We're
Golden
not
Wings.
doing Golden Wings. Sorry, on my little pop-up here, it has Ogan no Subasa, which I guess means Golden Wings? I don't know. It's not Legend of the Galactic Heroes, because that's not what they usually type that out as.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the subtext. Technically, this is the second movie of Legend of the Galactic Heroes, but we watch in chronological order, and a lot of people actually suggest you watch this movie first before even Gaiden. But in the chronology, this happens in the time frame that we're currently at. There's only one thing that I know about this movie, despite what you try to keep telling me about what you saw.
I did.
I'm joking. Well, I'm not, but anyway, there's one thing I know, and that is apparently this movie has not an art style that is not shared by the rest of the not the rest of the movies, not the show, not Gaiden. It is apparently, I don't know how wildly different it is. It's just the only thing that I've heard.
Off style, basically, offset, I guess. Yeah.
I don't even know.
I hope there's more to the movie than just a shift in art style, that the story itself holds up, or at least equivalent to what we've seen before. Otherwise,
yeah, I mean, I would hope the movie holds up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hope it's not the movie version of Spiral Labyrinth.
That would be boring.
Well, I mean, as compared to everything else, I think you gotta hand it to, was it Master Detective? Now I can't remember who was making the comments about how I was introducing you to Legend of the Galactic Heroes in the worst way possible.
Oh, okay. I don't remember who it was, but yes, I do remember the comment.
Well, I mean, comparatively, Spiral Labyrinth has been the worst so far.
It's pretty slow.
Well, because, I mean, the whole arc is just, let me tell you about this one guy who doesn't really seem to matter, and also by the end of it, we're gonna shut the record on. So
much ado about nothing. It may come back, maybe. Some mention. Oh, remember that guy? Yeah, remember that guy. Okay.
I mean, it's so self-encapsulated that we haven't gone back to Gang at all.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll eventually go back to Yang. At some point. Maybe in the main story. Maybe. I know in Legends Galactic Heroes, they go back and forth, so eventually, yes.
All right, well, seems to me like we're rambling, so I guess nothing to do but to get on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, so yeah, it's Reinhard and his sister.
So deifying my guy.
Both of them, I guess.
Yeah,
it is definitely
that's
different.
Not Reinhardt.
The dad that sold his daughter.
And I mean, a wife we've never seen before. Well,
let's
find out why.
Wow, that was pretty bloody.
Well, I mean, it wasn't bloody, but it was full on detail. Well, yeah, because she would have been on the. Oh. Sorry, I was about to say she would have been on. Now it's bloody. I said she would have been on the other side of the car, so it would have just been crushed.
Yeah.
But then the car also fucking exploded.
相手が悪い。上級貴族の御曹司じゃねえ。おそらく事故は公表されないでしょう。貧乏貴族だとバカにしよって。
But did they survive the explosion? Because who would you press charges against?
泣かないでね、ラインハルト。ムッターがいなくても私がずっとそばについててあげるから。だから泣かないで、ラインハルト。だから泣かないで。
In my memory, I am going to have to try and change their appearance.
Yeah.
This is like a pretty significant character moment for Reinhardt, but
Yeah.
I mean, much worse than seeing your dad being pulled from the reactor with like burns.
宇宙歴8世紀末、帝国歴5世紀末。
But I'm gonna have to try and remember him as the guy that we know, not this.
長い混乱の日々が人類社会を停滞させていた。建国当初の理想を失った同盟と規律も統制も欠いた帝国との惰性的な対立構想は永遠に続くのではないかと思われていた。
See, it's better because his palm is closed, not open.
大げさなことだな。たかが地方判断で。
いいじゃありませんか。あの子が無事に帰ったんだから。
おい、見ろよ。あれが
ああ。
青年軍で公爵夫人だぜ。
まあ、なんて美しい。さすがに皇帝陛下のお気に入りになるだけのことはある。
So yeah, well, it's before when they were still together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, she doesn't have a vengeance mode yet.
No.
She doesn't even know who our people are.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is wrong.
Yeah, the houses were on the other side.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh, so Kirchis does have a family. Or did. Or I should say
Yeah, so they were
Siegfried.
noble in title only, but they were poor.
名は
Wow, that's a head of hair, man.
ジークフリード俗っぽい名前だね。覗きが趣味か。そういうわけじゃ。でも、キルヒアイス。
Well, we'd already seen in a flashback that he calls him
Yeah.
a common noble name.
風のようだ。僕はこれから君のことをキルヒアイスと呼ぶことにする。でも、君は僕と友達になりに来たんだろう。僕はラインハルト・フォン・ミューゼル。よろしく。
He has a very JoJo flair to that hair. It's like he doesn't look normal compared to the other kid. He looks.
あ、姉さん紹介します。ジークフリード・キルヒアイスです。
まあ、私はアンネローゼ。ジーク、弟と仲良くしてあげてね。
There he was smitten.
はい。
I mean, not for nothing, but that's also a weird way to greet a complete stranger. Would just grab you by the side of the head.
Well, I think it's because he's a little kid, right? So that's like, oh hey, you know. Of course, he doesn't see it that way.
弟と仲良くしてあげてね。
僕 僕はこれから君のことをキルヒアイスと呼ぶことにする。ボロだな。大丈夫かな。
あんまり揺らすと危ないわよ、ラインハルト。家はね、住む人が慈しんであげればいくらでも住みやすくなるんですって。3人暮らしじゃ広くても仕方がないし、いい家だわ。お花をいっぱい飾りたいわね。
Oh, it also explains why Reinhard has more commonality with the common people. I mean, he had to clean his own house, etc. Somebody who was pampered.
誰だ。私の大切な蘭を。
Uh-oh.
I disowned you, Siegfried. You have no parents. Oh, that classic onion pie.
Yeah.
But nothing bad ever happened to anybody ever again.
So the father, okay, I know why the father did what he did, because of course he wants to be a rich noble. He wants to get into higher. So when they made the offer, he took it, right? Or onion pie. This is like cherry or something.
Yeah, not for nothing, but we've never actually seen the dad again.
Yeah.
I don't mean in the movie. I mean in the main story.
Yeah.
We can actually go back between what's Anna Rose up to, what these two doing.
No, we only see a silhouette in the windows. We never actually see his, his face or anything.
No, we don't go back to him at all.
No, yeah. And this is what happens.
君がラインハルト君か。喜べ。君の姉君は皇帝陛下に仕えるために王宮に上がることになったぞ。
It's also weird. It's like they're wearing suits where most nobility.
どういうことなんですか。なんで姉さんが王宮なんかに。
That's a lot of money.
Nah, it's not. It's just 5 with a lot of zeros in front of it.
Yeah.
Look at we're looking at the card upside down. Remember?
宮廷のご命令は断ることはできんのだ。それならいっそ。
Yeah, see, it's 0000005. They tricked you, Dad. They gave you $5 and put a lot of zeros in front of it.
He's not happy about it. He's a child. How could you agree to it? Not like she has any ability to say no.
姉さん。姉さん、どうして。姉さん。姉さん。姉さん。
ラインハルト。
I guess the implication is also that Benamunde has had her miscarriage at this point. Because otherwise, I don't know why he'd be looking for a replacement. And to what you said before, it could also be the difference between the bureaucracy and nobility.
Mm-hmm.
But these people aren't nobles, they just work for the Kaiser.
短い間だったけど、いろいろありがとう。
やあ、キルヒアイス。
ラインハルト、
Turns out they're taking cadets earlier and earlier these days.
早く一人前になれるからね。出世して姉さんを解放してあげるんだ。
So I can't remember the guy's name.
ね、キルヒアイス。君もぜひ僕と同じ幼年学校へおいでよ。
The guy we very specifically during the mutiny arc
ばっかりなんだ。僕が
gave us the same perspective.
一緒に来い、キルヒアイス。僕には君だけだ。二人で力を手に入れて姉さんを取り返すんだ。
So he knows that he's in love with his sister. Otherwise, why would he recruit him in that way, right?
Because he's a person he can trust, his only friend for one thing, and somebody who spent time with him and his sister this whole time. Doesn't
Yeah, but that's a
specifically
very
have to be
specific
that he's in
appeal.
love.
またラインハルト・フォン・ミューゼルだぞ。ひいきじゃないのか。なんせ彼の姉上は皇帝陛下のお気に入りらしいからな。
そうそう、出世が約束されたも同然だからな。運のいいやつだよ、まったく。
How dare you call me lucky?
ラインハルト様。
Tough little bastard. I mean, he got kirked in the back, and he still got him out. You know.
I was joking about that they called me lucky thing. I assumed it was all because they were talking about Anaros.
ラインハルト様、見ろよ、キルヒアイス。あいつらは今の地位を自分自身の手で獲得したんじゃな
Well,
い。
that's a handsome woman.
権力と財産をただ血がつながっているからというだけで親から相続してそれを恥じらいもしない恥知らずどもだ。
I mean, you wouldn't have seen the same.
ために宇宙は存在するんじゃない。ラインハルト様。
And that's when he spent 5 years in a thought police facility.
Yeah.
何一つないんだ。
So this whole story ends with Reinhard, because clearly the story, Reinhard wins the war, and then he reforms the empire again, or does he become the new Kaiser and decides, I'm not going to change anything?
ラインハルト、ジーク。
姉上。
Yeah, they still look off model for some reason.
I mean, not for some reason. They are off model.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be older.
No,
but
they're still young. They're off model because they're off model. I mean, he's still as old as he probably is last time we saw him. Not last time we saw him in the show, last time we saw him in this movie, I mean.
Yeah. No, but they draw them taller though. See, he is supposed to be.
どうしたのジーク、この花は。私が植えたの。ジーク、ラインハルトと仲良くしてくれてありがとう。
そんな、僕がついている限り必ずラインハルト様をお守りします。
ラインハルトのことお願いね。
She's older, definitely.
She's always been older.
Now, yeah, but older from when she was like literally a little kid that was being dragged out of the house.
Yes, lessons. That's how time works. I don't
That's
know
what I
what
was
you're
saying.
getting at.
That's what I was saying.
ラインハルト様、大丈夫ですか？
Ah, good. A statue in the woods. I can yell at this one as much as I want. No one will know.
Mega Chad Chins.
キルヒアイス。こう考えてみたことはないか。ゴールデンバーム王朝は人類の発生とともに存在したわけじゃない。あのルドルフが作ってからたかが500年だ。
Just only been around for 500 years.
ゴールデンバウム家もただの一市民に過ぎなかったってことだ。もともとルドルフは成り上がりの野心家に過ぎなかった。それが時流に乗って神聖不可侵の皇帝などになりおせたんだ。
ラインハルト様、
キルヒアイス、ルドルフに可能だったことがこの俺に不可能だと思うか。
Yeah,
ラインハルト様、そのようなことを口にされては。
大丈夫、キルヒアイス、お前だけだ。見ろ、キルヒアイス。
Yeah, you're right. A statue in the woods so they can have this conversation. Nobody drop. He's dropping on them and dragging them off to whatever dungeon.
特権階級だけが富を貪って人を踏みにじり大切なものを奪ってそれが当然だという顔をしてやがる。あいつらは腐りきっている。この帝国は腐りきっている。
ラインハルト様、
俺はこの手で貴族社会をゴールデンバウム王朝を
It's funny to have these like monologues about what we're about and what we will be about.
Yeah.
When in the future, just in case you hadn't seen the movies and stuff,
Yeah.
they'll have these monologues again,
Yeah.
and they'll act just as surprised at one another.
See, that's the part that doesn't work. The fact that they may have the monologue again, like, hey, remember what we believe in, but then in the future it's like, oh no, he's saying these things. Oh, and I was like, of course. And
その年、
he's
幼年学校を卒業したラインハルトとキルヒアイスは惑星カプチェランカの前線基地ベードライへ赴任し
this
た。
is more like a clip show. Well, sort of.
No, because a lot of it's things we haven't seen before, like the whole mom dying and whatnot.
何故皇帝陛下はわらわのもとに来てくださらぬ。
Oh, you know.
気をお沈めください、ベーネミュンデ様。
よりさい。いつも陛下のおそばにいるのはわらわであった。名だたる名士たち
I think she actually looks better in this art style.
それをあの女が。あの女、たかが下級貴族の分際でグリューネワルタ伯爵夫人などを名乗り寄って我が物顔でいつも陛下のおそばに。今までわらわが手にしていたものを全て奪ってゆく。許せぬ。思い知らせてやる。
The not Death Star.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
I do like the mechanical designs, and the ships look better in this style. Then they can probably have a bigger budget than regular series.
We also haven't seen this stuff in the real show. I mean, the mechanical, twisted shit.
さあ、噂じゃまた貴族の出だってことですが。
何？また貴族か。ち、全く。
Wait, unless this is actually the ship in Mutineer.
I don't know. He was a captain now, so
こ
no.
の度駆逐艦エルムラント・ツバイの艦長に就任したラインハルト・フォン・ミューゼル少佐だ。
副長のジークフリード・キルヒアイス注意です。
So I guess this is just after Duelist?
まだ子供だぜ。
Yeah.
以後よろしく頼む。
It's just that the last thing they talked about was that planet, which was the first planet he was on.
Yeah.
前線を一体何だと思ってやがるんだ。
ほんとあんな可愛い顔して務まるのかね。
務まるわけねえ。務まってたまるか。
苦しい。興奮しないでくださいよ。
Also, they don't have the right fucking uniforms. What's going on here?
ハルスター総長。本日の訓練の航路予定です。1400時には発進準備を完了してください。
はい、副長殿。
では、
ちょっと待ちな。今の聞いていたろ。お咎めなしかよ。
総長のお気持ちは理解できますから。それにミューゼル少佐がそれなりの実力を示されれば前言は撤回してくださるのでしょ。
Or you'll be ejected from the airlock.
を証明してみせるってわけかい？
はい、必ず。
へえ、えらい自信だな。じゃあ、まず手始めに副長殿の実力を拝見させていただきましょうか。
What the fuck is your play here?
では総長、あとはよろしくお願いします。
Like, was the plan to just beat the shit out of the executive officer and then go back to work? What?
I guess they think they can intimidate him. They can, you know, have
No,
him under his...
dude was throwing hands.
Yeah.
何かあったのか、キルヒアイス。
Yeah, how did you get punched in the top of your head from a guy who was attacking your back?
宇宙歴792年
Oh, thank God, a date. What time's this shit?
自由惑星同盟は銀河帝国の最重要軍事拠点であるイゼルロン要塞を攻略すべく第5次遠征隊を派遣した。艦隊総数5万隻。それは過去夜旅の遠征時と比較にならないほどの大艦隊であった。我が軍は過去4度にわたって
I don't think so.
イゼルロン要塞へ直接攻撃
Bruce Ashby's fleet was as big as that, wasn't it?
不名誉な記録と言わねばならない。今回の遠征はこの記録の中断こそが目的であり、これ以上の更新は絶対に許されない。ではヤン少佐、先日検討された作戦案を発表してくれ。はい。
Well, hey, back to gang. An off-model
過去4度
gang.
の戦闘における帝国軍の基本戦術は一定しています。つまり要塞周辺での戦闘を行った後、一旦退却し、我が方
He doesn't look
要
anything
塞
like...
をトールハンマーの射程内に誘い込む。ということで、今回の作戦は帝国軍のこの戦法を逆に利用しようというものです。
ヤン少佐、お疲れ様です。
いや、発展ボロ注意。
Still the same rank we knew him at before,
い
though.
や、遠慮しておくよ。コーヒーがあって紅茶がないってのは不公平の極みだな。
ここに紅茶があってもきっとまずいですよ。
それもそうだ。
ところで、我が司令部は今度の攻撃に奇抜な作戦をお持ちだそうですが、ヤン少佐の発案ですか？
まさか召喚ごときの案が採用されるわけがない。
エルファシルの英雄がご謙遜を。
英雄ね。ま、誰が誰をどう呼ぼうと勝手だがね。
で、ヤン少佐、少佐の目から見て今回は勝算はあるんですか？
ああ、
そうですか。今回もまた
こんな予想はあんまり当たらない方がいいんだがね。正攻法ではあの要塞は落とせないだろうな。
何か他の案が終わりなんですか？
まあね、戦争なんてろくでもないと思いながらついつい考えてしまうんだよな、これが。本当にろくでもない。
It is my curse. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Oh?
何？軍務省の憲兵隊が？
軍務省憲兵隊グレゴール・フォン・クルムバッハ少佐です。この度ラインハルト・フォン・ミューゼル少佐について内密に調査を命ぜられました。上司であられる連年幹部大佐にご協力をいただきたい。
ミューゼル少佐を。で、調査というのは一体？
極秘事項ですので詳しくはお答えしかねますが、宮廷のあるお方からのご命令とだけ申しておきましょう。
宮廷の。確かにミューゼル少佐が異例の出世をしたのは事実だ。しかし彼は階級はたかだか少佐。
Yeah, but I
年はまだ
mean,
16歳だ。
さよう。現在はたかだか一少
it's like he's been giving the promotions to himself. Other people have.
伯爵夫人にしてもその称号を得たのはつい6年前。陛下のご寵愛をいただくようになってか
So
ら
they were 10.
6年後にあの少年がどのような地位に上がるか想像してみるのも一興ですぞ。
K の未来への洞察はともかく、今ここは前線だ。宮廷内の不運を持ち込んでいたずらに内部の不協和音をかきたてるような真似は慎んでいただこう。
心得ておきますが、大佐殿に
Get out of here, worm tongue.
妨げるような
Yeah. Leave your job.
お願いします。召喚にはやんごとなきお方の後ろ盾がありますので。
キルヒアイス、姉上から手紙が届いたぞ。部屋で一緒に見よう。よろしいのですか？二人宛てだ。
何？レーダー衛星が破壊？ああ、反乱軍の共和主義者どもがまた攻めてくるらしい。何度来ても同じことだというのに。
どうも、キルヒアイス。
That doesn't look that appetizing.
Oh, some of it does. I don't know why you'd have lemon and meatballs on the same plate, but
yeah.
なるほど。相手の交代につけ込むというわけか。
I was interested to see how the video letter happened. He says, I've got a video letter, and he's holding a physical letter, and it's like,
Yeah.
what's in that
It must be-
envelope?
Yeah.
下手をするとこの戦闘。
ラインハルト様ならどうなさいます？
俺が司令官なら中央突破、背面展開の二段構えで敵の並行追撃を防ぎ、後方から敵をトールハンマーの射程内に追い込んで。
すまんな、手が滑っちまった。何やらピーチクパーチク甲高い声が騒がしくってね。
How'd you even do that without anyone noticing?
16歳の少佐殿だとさ。同盟軍とやらに捕まったらさぞかし珍重されるだろうって。
動物園で飼ってくれるかもしれんぞ。あちらには10代のサガンなどいないだろうからな。
ラインハルト様。
分かっている。いちいちあんなゲスどもを相手にしていられるか。
着衣もない貧乏貴族が。
お美しい姉君が皇帝陛下をたぶらかしてくれる。
Time to touch that nerve.
弟の出世のためなら何でもするわって毎晩皇帝陛下の腕の中であはんうふ。
止めるなキルヒアイス。姉上のことをよくも止めません。
And that's why they're friends.
ニュースだニュースだ。我が駆逐艦艦長殿は少佐の身分でありながら英装入りだとよ。
なんだって？
本当かよおい。
副長殿もご一緒だ。士官を5人のしたそうだぞ。
そりゃすげえや。
なんだ。
こいつはいいや。あの坊やたち。
The one of us mentality.
Yeah.
よし。二人を祝してみんなで乾杯だ。
お許しください、アンネローゼ様。
My captain can beat up your captain.
Basically.
いつもは引き止めるくせに俺より先に手を出すなんて。
ミューゼル少佐、連年幹部大佐のもとへ出頭するように。
Oh, they're in the break for it.
ミューゼル少佐。クルンバッハ。
I mean, they're also under investigation because, yeah.
昨年7月、惑星カプチェランカベードライ基地において同盟軍と称するハントどもとの戦闘が行われた。3時間にわたる苛烈な戦闘の末に我が軍は勝利したが、
Look, my guy jumped off the edge of the cliff on his own. I had nothing to do with it.
当時少尉であったKは敵の奇襲から基地を守るのに大なる貢献をしたそうだな。
恐縮です。
ということになっているが、実情はいささか異なるのではないかという懸念がある。
I guess the difference here would be the difference between Worm Tongue that we've got and the guy that Yang had to deal with on the prison planet.
皇帝陛下のご寵愛を独占したりするから、ベーネミュンで公爵夫人のお怒りを買ったのだ。
Sorry, something stupid about that scene makes me laugh. The you're under arrest, Anna Rose, from stealing kisses from the Kaiser.
貴様、姉上を。
The original scene was more action driven.
Well, no, they're combining two scenes.
Yeah.
Like the other guy that he sent out to kill them would have been the guy in front of the tank.
Yeah.
But they're also combining him at the isolated area.
言ってみろ。
Also, if that is the first guy, then the first guy wasn't really alive to respond to getting shot, since Siegfried basically killed him in the tank.
より完全を期したいと考えているだけだ。Kが無用な疑いをかけられないためにも協力してほしいものだな。
失礼ながら クルムバッハ少佐はどなたの命令ですでに解決済みのことを調べておいでなのか。
機密事項だ。
こいつもベーネミュンで公爵夫人の手先か。
キルヒアイス注意。ヘルダー大佐が敵襲を装って味方に殺されたという軍にとって不名誉な疑惑が存在する以上、これを公明正大に晴らさねばならぬ。
Again, Herder jumped off a
召
cliff.
喚はミューゼル少佐の直接のご命令でもない限りお答えいたしかねます。
つけ上がりよってキルヒアイス注意を交流しろ。
反乱軍艦隊我が要塞に接近、大至急戦闘準備にかかれ。繰り返す。反乱軍艦
So we gonna
He's a bit of a
we gonna
coward.
earn this guy's allegiance by saving him from the rebel fleet.
出撃命令だ。はい。クルムバッハ少佐、非常事態につき取り調べはこれまでにさせていただく。では。
待て、小僧。
For one thing, all you said is I'd appreciate if I didn't actually say I was. Get back here.
Yeah. Yeah, but you look at the response. The guy went like, "Oh my God, we're under attack! Oh no!" Yeah, it's like
Well, I think the idea is that he is under Benamut's
yeah,
purview,
but he's also
which means that he's not a frontline guy.
5万隻。何？
5万の艦隊をもって我が要塞に迫りつつある。我が中流艦隊は全軍でこれを迎え撃ち、要塞四方の射程内に誘い込む。次の降伏を認め、完全に撃滅し、もって皇帝陛下の栄誉を知らしむること。全艦出撃。
上層部はやはり今まで通りの作戦に出るようですね。
石頭どもめ、同じ手がそう何度も通用すると思っているのか。
とにかく敵と味方の傭兵ぶりを拝見する。
I mean, if it's been working for a couple of hundred years.
No, I mean talking about the fortress in particular, the one that Ashby allowed to be built because he, you know.
I mean, he didn't allow it to be built. He just decided not to build a fortress of their own. Use that money on a fleet.
連年艦部大佐の許可はすでにいただいてある。
なんだと？
それも調査のうちですか？
そういうことだ。
But who's the badass to your right with the sunglasses?
With the hate blockers, yeah.
ご用心ください。あのクルムバッハ少佐がヘルダーの後釜だとしたら、きっと艦内で機会を見つけてラインハルト様のお命を。
分かっている。だが断ればいらざる波風を立てることになるし、奴に口実を与えることになるだろう。
ですが、ラインハルト様。
そうムキになるな、キルヒアイス。いずれにしろ、俺は自分の背中を見ることはできない。だから、お前に俺の背中も見ていてもらわなければ。
はい。
その方がいいのさ。俺は自分自身よりお前を信頼しているのだからな。
Thought they've been doing it the whole movie so far.
Yeah, it's like. We took it, well, I guess.
I mean, literally, he's not doing a great job of guarding his back anyway.
Yeah.
The guy who knocked his food off of his table was sitting right behind him. That guy had access to forks and knives. Literally could have gotten a knife in the back.
冗談じゃないぜ。あんなたくさんの敵と正面から渡り合う気かよ。
I'm sorry, are we getting ready for the amusement park ride? What is going on here?
反乱軍戦艦四方の射程内に入りました。
はいエル。
And yet, just like in the main show, they puff up in a ball of smoke.
巨大戦艦の一隻でも撃破して見せてくれないか。
クルムバッハ少佐は
Really, is everyone else not wearing an armbar? Just these two.
駆逐艦で巨大戦艦と戦うなど実戦経験のない苦労知らずが考えそうなことだと思いましてね。
小僧、言わせておけば。
なんだ、銃を向けるとは無礼な。
失礼しました。少佐も艦内での発砲は慎まれますようお願いします。
I was trying to think of the 40k officers that shoot you on sight for heresy and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how useless radar must be in this situation. 50,000 ships, and how many ships do we have? Probably a lot. Plus all the wreckage of shit floating around out here.
But also remember that space is big.
Yeah, it's mean your radar would be filled with crap. There would be too much shit to keep track of.
Didn't see the mines though.
Alright, dude's losing his cool factor.
Yeah, both of them are cowards, basically. They're not frontline soldiers.
無駄死にしてトールハンマーの引き立て役になるのはごめんだ。
全艦交代、反乱軍をトールハンマーの射程内に誘い込め。
It's even got that little, dish of the Death Star.
敵艦隊交代を始めました。よし、全艦全速前進。敵の尻尾に食らいつくんだ。はっ。
Also, if you've seen this weapon being used before, wouldn't you try to attack from a direction that it cannot face you, I guess? Unless the weapon is omnidirectional?
I mean, maybe they haven't seen it been used before.
Oh,
maybe,
they said they
maybe
used the same
everybody
tactic
that's,
before.
yeah, well, maybe every time they attack, everyone dies.
手法発射準備。はっ、トールハンマー発射用意。 エネルギー充填完了。
大変です。敵と味方の距離がありません。両軍入り乱れて混戦状態です。
何？バカな。これではトールハンマーが撃てんではないか。艦隊の奴らは何をしてる？
At least they're considering it. Not like blatant evil. I don't care. Fire anyway.
I mean, he doesn't want to lose his own ships, at least.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
He might be evil. He might not be stupid. There's a difference.
No, I mean, there's plenty of times in anime and shit like this where they would just fire anyway.
Yeah.
I don't care. Fire. Then here's the real reason why they can't fire.
要塞の奴ら手法を打てずにきっと泡食ってますよ。
そうだといいがな。え？本当に手法を打たないという保証はどこにもない。
I don't know what you just said.
でもまさか。
No, I meant because Yang is here, and Yang is the main character.
I mean, it's a good tactic. You stick to the enemy, and conceivably they wouldn't.
あの作戦を。要塞の連中が慌てふためいてる様子が目に見えるようだな。
ミューゼル少佐、何をもたもたしている。乱戦に巻き込まれたら要塞へ戻れなくなるぞ。早く祈祷しないか。早く。
You're the one who looks at yourself like an ass. Yeah. By being so cowardly in front of everybody.
Well, to be fair, he's being cowardly behind everybody.
Yeah.
空戦部隊を出撃させろ。
いよいよ要塞への直接攻撃が始まりますね。
スパルタニアン第一集隊出撃。
I know they have fighters.
You get yourself a little bit of Macross in here too. No concept of how that could shake the entire station.
この要塞は無敵だということを思い知らせてやれ。ワルキューレ部隊出撃。
Or how many missiles you would need to even hurt this thing in a conceivable way. Not for nothing, this really reminds you of like a G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah.
生きて帰れたか。運がいいぜ俺たちは。一発の艦長とのあんたのおかげだぜ。
Also, how they all have different colored uniforms is throwing me.
Yeah.
Well, they're all black in the show.
もう一押しで要塞は落ちるぞ。無人操縦艦突入作戦開始。敵艦突入してきます。何？
Don't worry, guys. It's just a camera.
また来ます。二隻同時。
Guys, I think the C4 block is about to explode.
We shouldn't have put the plastic here. Not the steam. Well, the steam pipe certainly did.
Yes, well, the steam pipe is also like 100 times bigger than everybody.
様子を見てくる。キルヒアイス、あとを頼む。ラインハルト様。
クルムバッハがいない。
At this point, I'd rather just be back on the ship.
まさか、ラインハルト様。
They say somewhere on the stairwell, Lino was giving Char a headset.
Yeah. You know, that seems like a smart move until you realize that the whole thing is going down.
I mean, it's still a smart move.
Yeah, but
it's entirely possible he would have died in the attack, right? So
yeah, but if you don't shoot him immediately, then you know you could die in the attack too. That's the risk of it.
I don't think there's any guaranteed way for this guy to get out of here if you really think the station's gonna fall.
よりによってこの私が司令官の任にあるときにそんなことがあってたまるか。トールハンマー車用意。しかし閣下、それでは味方が構わん。やむをえん。大義の前だ。
Yeah, it's either lose the fleet or lose the station.
Yeah.
それは神聖不可侵な銀河帝国そのものの滅亡に直結する。もはや犠牲を厭っている余裕があろうか。
I mean, not for nothing, it's the largest alliance fleet ever. Versus, we didn't even comment about our fleet, so...
艦の中では世話になったな、ミューゼル少佐。
ここで殺すというのか。
ここは放棄命令が出ている。事故死ということにすれば手っ取り早いのでね。K の姉君が嘆き悲しむ姿を見て、あのお方もきっと満足なさるだろう。
貴様、やはりベーネミュンで公爵夫人の。
確かに。しかし今はその役目よりも私個人として貴様を生かしておけないのだよ。
トールハンマー発射準備完了。発射50秒前。
Do we know if he's related to anybody? Like, what are the personal reasons?
30秒前。
大変です。トールハンマーが。
バカな。まだ味方が大勢残っているというのに。
20秒前。
壊れていないな。映ってくれ。
バルハラへ行って姉君を恨むがいい。
10頼む。9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1。
ファイエル。
Just lowered the blast protection to blind everybody in the room. I guess that guy had it worse. He's getting sucked into space, and then the ground explodes under him, too. Thanks, camera.
Yeah. So he escapes.
Well, of course, because cool guy had to do one less cool thing. Yeah, you're not the emperor yet, Reinhard.
No.
そんなバカな。味方ごと撃つなんて。なんという。
Not for nothing, but you guys have had plenty of time to try and get out of the way.
オールハンマー第二射発射用意。
I mean, I understand the conceit that the Alliance guys are hugging you and you got no way, but...
Yeah.
いいざまだな、ミューゼル少佐。キルヒアイス注意、その手を離せ。そうすれば K には悪いようにはせぬ。ベーネミュンで公爵夫人に口添えして将来を保証していただいてもよいぞ。K は実にいい銃の腕前をしておる。
あなたに褒められても嬉しくはない。
断るというのか。
誰が犬
I mean, you shoot him, both of them down.
では嫌でも話させてやる。
キルヒアイス。
Yeah, it was very clearly just about making them suffer.
やめろ、卑怯者。キルヒアイスに手を出すな。
This very clearly does go in the column of Reinhardt's story is so much more interesting than Yang's.
その生意気な面も見飽きた。
ダメだ。あなたが死んだらアンネローゼ様が。
うるさい。
ラインハルト様、キルヒアイス。
往生際の悪い。
Yeah, I didn't go down because I tripped.
Yeah.
Someone about to get hanged? Yep.
Yep. Yeah, he's not surviving that one.
Brutal.
Yeah. I mean, the guy was also stupid because he just had to shoot him. He shoots Kirishai's. Reinhard falls. Both of them are dead. He walks him.
His mouth is open as like the Joker right now.
Yeah.
Remember, the largest fleet in Alliance history.
We've seen fleets in the millions, so I don't know.
Just repeating to you what they told me. Long live the Death Star, I guess?
ヤン少佐、どうやら私は不名誉な記録の樹立に貢献してしまったようだな。ヤン少佐、後を頼む。
That's how he gets promoted.
攻略するには外からではダメだろう。落とすとすれば。
Well, remember the last time we saw Gang, they said this was the longest time he ever spent in one position, implying that he was up for quick promotion.
Reinhard 様、キルヒアイス、ご無事でしたか。よかった。ひどいじゃないか。ひどいじゃないか、キルヒアイス。どんなに心配したか。俺をこんなに心配さ
Looks
せ
like
る
he's basically in love. He's in love with his best friend, and his best friend is in love with his sister.
Well, I mean, there's also an element of things that he's not willing to lose, right?
お前はこれからもずっと俺の
Yeah.
そばにいてくれるな。はい、ラインハルト様。
I just mean, like, from early on, he's only
He had
had
no
his sister,
friends.
Siegfried, and that's it.
Yeah.
Everybody else, in the meantime, has been, like, transitory.
Or try to kill him or hurt him.
キルヒアイス。だってそれは不公平ですよ、ラインハルト様。私だけ先に死んじゃいけないなんて。不公平でもいいんだ。約束しろ。俺を置いて死んだりしないって。はい、約束だぞ、忘れるな。はい、ラインハルト様、どこまでもご一緒します。あ、どこまでも一緒だ、俺たちは。
Unless I'm lying, of course, and I do die first, because, you know, I have no control.
Yeah.
あの日を。
At least we know there's no chance that they're gonna pull his mother as a card. It's not any point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, we saw her get, like, hit by the car, right? But
Yeah,
there was never a case of we didn't actually see her die sort of shit, right? She could have... she could have survived that. Boom!
Yeah.
You could easily have made that into a comedy, too, though. You know, car hits the mom. Oh no, mom! She could have survived that. Car explodes. Another car hits the explosion of the other car. Just keep going with it.
私ないうちは俺たちは
Just keep going with it.
私ないうちは俺たちは
Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないうちは俺たちは Just keep going with it. 私ないう
Also, I think this is the first time technically that Reinhard and Yang are in the same battlefield, I guess. They don't meet directly.
I mean, we know that already, though.
ラインハルト・フォン・ローエングラムと名乗り、
Oh, yeah, his name.
称号を得るまでなお4年の歳月が必要であった。
4 years, wow.
Spoilers.
So, yeah. So at the age of 20, he becomes an admiral.
I was gonna say, Musil is not the name that I know him as, so they just say that he gets his actual name from this. I've got to say, very confusing title.
I think the reason why he gets his new name is because he gets a title, and that title goes with his name, right?
Well,
He's
yeah,
no
they
longer
just
from
explained
Musil.
that.
Yeah, so
They just explained it. Yeah, no, I'm just saying that you didn't know it was coming.
Yeah.
Me, I didn't know where it comes from. I didn't know where he goes from Musil to Longenheim or whatever the hell it was.
Longheim. Longenheim or Longheim?
I don't remember. I just know it was an L word. I just know that's the name he has through all of or the parts of the new thesis that I've seen. So now he at least has the name that I know him as. But as I said, it's a very confusing title.
Yeah.
Golden Wings.
I think it's but I think that the idea is that the Golden Wings, in the sense that this is the part where they take off, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with it, and that's a stretch. For me, I feel like they said it in the very first minute, where they show Anna Rose and Reinhard as like angels with golden wings, and it's like, okay, you blew your load in the first second, you know? It's like, and that imagery had nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
But I think that's also how Kirscheiss sees them. Sees both of them, right? Because he's the one saying that's how they got the golden wing. So, yeah.
I don't know. It's like we need a name for the movie.
I
Well,
guess.
shit. I can't think of anything based on the entire movie so far. Well, what if we clip on a 30-second thing right at the very beginning about, I don't know, angels' wings? Sure, why the fuck not?
It's interesting, but if you think about it, no, a lot happened with the I want to kill. This is a setup to kill Reinhardt, right? But when it comes to the battle and all
Back
that
to
just
the wings.
Yeah.
Or does it imply they're both going to die?
I mean, eventually, I guess.
Okay. I didn't know I was talking to Frederick Nietzsche.
No, I mean, if this, well, I guess the story doesn't go beyond them.
We don't know.
Yeah. If the story goes beyond them, then they're gonna die either eventually, you know.
It's not like Gundam where I keep bringing up the fact that I know we're going to be watching stuff like 100 years after what we're watching now. So if Amuro doesn't die on screen, I know he'll at least die of old age. Unless Gundam starts pulling out like cryo chambers.
Might die in childbirth or something, right?
Sure. That would be oh god, I keep forgetting her name. I don't have the chart up.
Benamunde?
Benamunde, yeah. That would be her ultimate revenge.
Yeah.
Or Glaciers, if I'm right about him being the actual traitor in Benamunde's court. Yeah, the art style was awkward. But hey,
Also,
at least we found out what happened to Mom.
Yeah. They made the villain too obvious, right? They made him effeminate. They made him like very pale with red eyes.
They were obvious from what they were talking. We didn't need the visual to know that they were the bad guy. No, I'm just saying it didn't matter.
It could have been a little more subtle, right?
It was just an appearance. I mean, it could have been a good guy with an appearance too.
Yeah, but but it turned out not to be. If you signal it so strong, it's like, oh, I'm a good guy. It's like, nope. No, he was always the bad guy, no matter what, right? There was no divergent. They made him a very cowardly character as well. Like, oh, they're attacking. They're like, and everybody's like, yeah, it's a fortress. We're in the front lines. What do you expect?
Well, again, that's what I was trying to indicate during the thing, and I think you were indicating it yourself as well later. For some reason, we were both trying to say the same thing at different times. Is that he is an operative for Brenamunde, and thus he's not a front-line person. But, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, he was heavily indicated to be the bad guy from the beginning. Didn't need the visual appearance to go with it. Yeah. But I appreciate that he had the visual appearance because it made him different from everyone else. Him and his sunglass crony.
Yeah. I think it would have been more interesting without the attack, and it would have been the investigation. Right? He's trying to dig into it and trying to trip them up and stuff like that. Instead of like, oh no, hey.
You're asking for a clip show. Because it's like you want the investigation? We were there. We saw everything. Yeah, it would have just been an investigation of shit we'd already seen. It would have been clip show the movie.
I mean, clip shows are not inherently bad. It's just how they're used. If they're used effectively, then yeah. And if this is a movie designed, for example, to introduce people to his backstory, then that would have worked.
I don't think it is, because we saw bits of the backstory we didn't know yet. So we were just being introduced to new backstory elements. I don't think this would have been a good part for the investigation. The investigation should be the clip show episode.
Yeah.
Because we were there. I mean, unless they were going to do something like... Because you can't do that here as an introduction to the character. Sorry, I skipped a bit. The clever way to do it would be to change what happened. We're changing the record. Here's a visual of how it went down to our account. And this is what you're guilty of. And it's like, that's not what happened. Because we'd seen it before. But you can't do that in a thing where you're going to try and introduce their backstory to people for the first time. Well, you could, but it would be really confusing. It would be a bad way to do it. Well, imagine being introduced. It would be the Macross Plus way of doing it. I'm going to introduce you to the character. Oh, look how terrible this character is. And then at the end, realize, no, actually, it's a pretty good character. He didn't do any of that shit. And in fact, that's the whole point, is to prove that he didn't do any of it. Yeah, but I kind of don't like him from the beginning now, because you've tainted me against liking him.
Huh? Poor Osamu.
Well, I mean, I'm getting the same thing with, like, I'm watching Rivius, Infinite Rivius, and I kind of get the thing in the back of my head, like, first couple episodes, maybe his brother, that's a real fucking asshole, is going to turn out to be a good guy, and it's like, well, wait, no, when everyone's trying to repair the ship, he's, like, lazing around and telling people, no, I don't have to. So, that's real hard to see him as a good... And then he starts beating the shit out of his brother for, like, what do you mean I'm on your team? Bam, bam, bam. It's like, oh no, this guy's just a fucking asshole. I don't see them pulling it back anyhow. So yeah, sometimes you just can't, like, you can't turn
reform
that
a
corner.
character. Yeah, you can't reform a character. That's what usually what's what, and they end up either mostly dead. If you want to redeem them, they have to die. Like, they have to do a heroic thing, and then by killing them, there's no putting them on trial, people having to deal with the consequences. Like, oh, you did that one thing, great, but look at all the other shit you did, you asshole, right? That doesn't, right? That's why redemption equals death kind of works, because they get punished by dying, but also they get an escape clause. Like, they do a heroic sacrifice, Darth Vader style, but he dies.
I think we
which means
talked
you don't
about
have to.
this before, only because I remember talking about Mushoku Tensei in regards to this, because I had a whole diatribe about redemption is a social construct.
I mean, it's like forgiveness. You can act to try to redeem yourself, but it also has to be accepted by others, and others are not obligated to accept you. Right?
I mean, the same thing. It's the same thing with forgiveness and redemption.
Yeah.
In that the entire weight of it is on other people. The universe does not forgive. The universe does not care. Right? People care. So, for example, if you killed everyone, then you're not going to be forgiven by anybody. True. If nobody knows what you did, no one can forgive you based on...
You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you do a great act of sacrifice and nobody knows...
Yeah.
I mean, what is that called?
Who you are in the dark, basically.
Well, no. I mean, it is a thing. It's a narrative thing. I just don't know what it's called.
Yeah, well, there's also the personal element as well. It's like, because you can't have a situation where people want to be redeemed publicly, but are not really changed, which is very rare, but it happens. And then you have people who are, because they want the approval. They want other people's approval, right? Everything they've done is for other people's approval. And the redemption arc. They did that in Lower Decks, where there's just a character who screwed up, and she spends the entire episode seemingly trying to redeem herself. But then it's like, oh no, I just did this so that people will like me again.
The Ascension episode?
Huh?
The Ascension episode.
No, that's not the Ascension episode. It's
literally, if you think about what you just said, it's completely one for one. The guy wants to ascend, Tandy tries to do everything, and then you find out that the guy is only doing it so people will like him. Literally everything that you said applies to that episode.
Yeah, but he's not trying to redeem himself. This is a character who's doing it.
No, Tandy's trying to redeem themselves. He's only trying to ascend so people will like him.
Yeah, no, but this is the same character. This is the same character who screwed up and wanted to redeem herself. Not Tandy, although it's related to Tandy because small cast. And she at the end says, "Oh no, hey, I did." She actually did kind of help because it helped some other people by accident. Kind of like they rose up and did the thing they had to do. But it was like, "Oh no, I just wanted to get back in everybody's graces," and everybody's like, "Yeah, no, that doesn't work."
I mean, clearly you're talking about the. Oh God, I can't remember the name of the race. The tiny little robot.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about the Infocoms.
I know it's comp at the end. I just couldn't think of the beginning one. I don't know. I only watched up to season 3 of Lower Decks.
I gotta catch up. I've been watching so much anime that I gotta catch up on my on the last season, which is this season. I have 2 episodes I haven't watched, but yeah. And I gotta watch the new season of my new adventures of My Adventures with Superman, which is also the first season was pretty good. Second season
I haven't watched any of it. Most I watched was the new, not new. It's not new anymore. It's the live action Superman one.
Oh yeah, it's ended. I think. It's this.
Didn't even finish season 1. I got to what's the mystery? It's like, oh, other Kryptonians? What's going on here? I don't actually care.
Yeah. Whole thing about the family. They say it's pretty good, but
yeah, no, it's the family thing that actually was throwing me. The entire conceit that Superman as dad. I don't know. I mean, Superman is probably the best dad because I do like the whole. Oh God, I can't remember. He goes on to become Nightwing. Connor Kent, I want to say.
Grayson?
Nope, you're talking about the Batman. There is a Kryptonian legend, which creates a Nightwing, but this is actually Lorzod, I want to say, his son, who escapes on the Phantom Zone. Turns out Lorzod is a abusive dad.
No kidding. Yeah.
Kent. Sorry, all names are escaping my head all of a sudden. Lois and Clark adopt him. They bring him back to the house. It's have you ever seen the famous comic scene of him hugging a kid in space? That's the one. It's him letting him know that he belongs. It's a crying scene. It's just a very good family thing because then it goes on from there. They have picnics. They do all this family shit.
Yeah.
And then eventually he gets ripped away. And then he has an aging thing happen to him too. That's why he's a teenager. Next time we see him, and he's Nightwing. But not like Batman Nightwing, just a different superhero called Nightwing.
Okay.
It's a very touching arc. I've done a horrible job of explaining it.
Yeah. Anyway, this movie, I like the visuals. Clearly, they have a bigger budget. I like the battle visuals, and I like the look of the machinery. Right,
The
I
battle
like that.
visuals were no better than the show visuals.
Oh, really? I think they were better.
No, they just puff into smoke exactly as they do before.
No. Even the smoke here is sharper and better.
It was sharper smoke, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, the particle effects were better. Anyway, I mean,
they look dumb. They look like flattened out cone heads on the top.
I actually like it.
Well, too bad. You're not getting any more of it. How about that? Ultimately, I feel like that's my comeback, is that this is a one and done when it comes to this art style, apparently.
I mean, I didn't like the character designs. They were, because actually the hair was pretty weird. But overall.
Again, it reminded me of, like, the G.I. Joe animated movie. Like, even when they're doing their bombing runs, it's just the same ground. We just added, like, movement lines over it to make you think we're flying over something.
But that's how you do animation, yeah.
Well, no, I think there's many ways to do animation, and some of them involve moving stuff.
Anyway, that's my take on it. Not bad. Plenty of action. Would have focused on the investigation a little bit more.
Literally, this could have just been 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Literally, could probably have been 1 episode, but technically it's the length of 2 episodes.
It's an hour, 59 minutes, so yeah.
Yeah, I just mean how much of that was literally the flashback to, the childhood stuff, which technically we've seen most of that already.
Yeah.
And then in the later half of the movie, we flash back to that stuff again, which means if you already cut out the shit that we've already seen,
yeah,
it's 1 episode where he goes to Iserlon and survives.
Yeah, and destroys his destroyer destroys another destroyer. That's it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, he gets 1-on-1, and like
technically, if you cut out the parts of this where it's just the mutineer, it's 4-episode run again.
Yeah,
where his crew tries to beat him up, and then they're like, "Oh, I hear he's beating up other captains. Ah, cheers for him."
Yeah,
we really could cut this down into a single episode where, except that if you cut out the parts where she sends an assassin to kill him, because this is basically also the duelist. This is just 3 of the arcs that he's been in so far combined into a movie taken out of context of itself.
Yeah.
Oh man, now that I think about it, this is not good at all. Because we've seen it all before. Literally, I think we said during the first 20 minutes of the movie, "Oh, this is the mutineer. Oh, this is duelist. Oh, this is..."
Yeah. Pretty much.
All right. Well, I guess if that's everything, then once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?